aryeh biyar, nosno alay bekoila al keitzli yisiyah. My love changed kaviyochel to hatred. Why? They were like an aryeh, and when a lion screams in the forest, everybody runs away. You know, the lion's in their presence, and it's dangerous. They won't take rechuk. So he says, they screamed, I would put my distance from them. I heard their call like the call of a lion. Which call, which voice of the lion of Klal Yisrael that I hear that made me distance myself from them? Says Rashi, Nosnu alai b'koilo, also lefonai tzakas chamoseho. Those people that were mistreated, that were not treated righteously, in the correct way, their call came up before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And here I want to say over from the Netziv. The Netziv writes it many, many times. He writes about his parish, in his parish in Chumash, he writes it in Gemara. He's speaking basically on Bayesheni. This is why was the Beis HaMikdash destroyed? The Gemara says, they were learning Torah and they were doing chasadim. And so he says, it says like this, it's on Hemek Dove in Pashas Hazinu, Tzaddik v'yoshahu. So he says, the word tzaddik in Torah is based on the mitzvahs which are between man and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The word yosha is based on yashrus, in right ways, straight ways, in ways between Bnei Adam. It says Sefer Breishis is called Sefer HaYosha, because even before Matan Torah, because the Avos were mitztayen in Yashrus and straight ways between Bnei Adam. So it says it's called such a thing. You can have a tzaddik akum, a crooked tzaddik, and you can have a tzaddik yosha, a straight tzaddik. A tzaddik akum means he's a tzaddik in Bein Adam Nomokim. He has many chumas. He doesn't trust anybody to make his tefillin, and he meises 10 times. He doesn't trust anybody in meisters chumas which might be mutztak, but he could be akum. That in ways of Bein Adam L'chaveiroi, he's not straight. That's called a tzaddik akum, a crooked tzaddik. Tzaddik v'yon, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is tzaddik v'yoshu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu only loves the tzaddik when the tzaddik is not just a tzaddik, but he's yoshar in Taluchot Bein Bnei Adam. And he says that in Bayit Sheni, they were very big tzaddikim, but the tzidkas brought them to label different people as apokorsim, to call them that they're not the heretics. And through this kana'ut, this so-called jealousy for Shem Shemayim, they came to shvichas dam. They came to murder. They paskin on a person that he's an apokoris. Therefore, it says haminim. The Gemara says, what's the din of midim? Haminim, you're allowed to put them in a bar, to kill them. It's famous Klal Yisrael. And through this extra kanois of tzidkis, they came to shvichas dam. So it's no contradiction to be Isaac with Torah and Gemilas Chasodim with the count to murder. And here too it says that the Churban Beis HaMikdash was the koil of those people which weren't treated yashar, which weren't treated straight. But there's two sides to this coin. I want to speak about this for a minute, and that's the other side of the coin is a fascinating Gemara. There's a Shulchan Aruch for the one, how we have to treat our fellow friends. But there's another Shulchan Aruch for the mistreated. Sometimes a person thinks when he's mistreated, so he has all the heter to be angry, or the heter to come and complain, etc., etc. There's a fascinating Gemara, Shabbos, this Gemara Shabbos here. Oh, I can say it by heart. There was a son of Shaul HaMelech. A son. Anyway, it takes longer to read it inside. There was a son of David of Shaul HaMelech. Shaul HaMelech had a son. His name was Mephibosheth. And Mephibosheth was extremely loyal to David HaMelech. And he had an Eved, a slave, and the slave came to David HaMelech and said on Mephibosheth's lashon hara. And he said that Mephibosheth had pain and was mourning why David HaMelech was reinstituted in his malchus. That he did that he was very sad that David, he didn't want David HaMelech to be king. And it's, it sounds very very probable. He's the son of Shaul HaMelech. David HaMelech was taking away the kingdom from Shaul, his father. And it wasn't true. It was exactly the opposite. As long as David HaMelech was running away, he was in great pain for David HaMelech. And David HaMelech, it's at the end of Perek Bamimahim. This is our Shabbos, and David HaMelech accepted the Lashon Hara. And David HaMelech said that the Nachla of Mephibosheth will be divided between him and Zebed. And David HaMelech made an enormous mistake. Enormous mistake David HaMelech made. It was exactly the opposite. The other one said he wasn't shaven or whatever. He was noyeg avelis. So he said that it's because David HaMelech came back to the Malchus. It was the opposite. He wasn't maspik until he wanted to be sure that the Malchus of David is secure. He didn't want to shave. He was in Tsar for David HaMelech the whole time that David HaMelech was in Golis. It was exactly the opposite. And David HaMelech accepted Lashon Hara. He made 180 degrees of mistake in Tzak. And this mistake of David HaMelech was so chamur. Says the Gemara like this: Amar Rav Yehuda Marav, Ilamolei lo kibel David Lashon Hara. If David HaMelech would have accepted this Lashon Hara, lo nechlecha Malchus Beis David. The Malchus of Beis David would not have been divided. Lo Avdu Yisrael Avodah Zarah. Am Yisrael would have not come to do idol worship. But lo Galino Mi'atzenu, we wouldn't have Golis. David HaMelech's accepting Lashon Hara and making this wrong psak led to Golis and everything. That's David HaMelech's mistake. All right. And how does Mephibosheth behave when David HaMelech makes this enormous mistake, which is an avol gedol admaid? So what does he say? When David HaMelech makes this psak, which is bemet an enormous insult. Amaloi says, Mephibosheth says to David HaMelech, Ani amarti, I said, Mosai tovei b'sholem. I was waiting for you to come b'sholem. I was waiting to be sure that your Malchus is secure. I'm on your side and in pain for you. And this is what you give me back in exchange for my loyalty, and you don't trust me? I don't have anger at taroimus complaints on you. Who brought you back? If you're such a crooked man and such paying back to your loyal servants, so why did Hashem bring you back and reinstate you in your kingdom? He had pain because everything's bashgacha. So he transferred. He was bitter on Hashem. Hainu d'chsiv. This is what's written in the pasuk. Uben yoinisim meriv bal. V'chi meriv bal shmai. Was haloi Mephibosheth shmai. His name is Mephibosheth. And mitoich she'osa meriba imbayla. He made an argument with his own owner. Who's his owner? Hashem. He argued with Hashem. Now it's quite an isoyim. Just let's realize here, he was right, and he was 100% right and 100% wrong. In other words, from one angle, somebody does you an injustice, and the injustice is neiravoyim. So you say, this guy who does an injustice and Hashem does him good and helps him to do the injustice, where's Hashem? That's called that you're arguing on Hashem. True, it's an injustice, but the injustice is also from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Hashem had his cheshbon. We don't know why Hashem helped David make such a crooked psak. But after the crooked psak, David HaMelech gets his einish. But that crooked psak is from Hashem. In other words, it's at the end of the day, when injustices are done to us, it's true that there's an injustice done to us. That's why I say there's a Shulchan Aruch for the one that does the injustice. But there's another Shulchan Aruch for the one that receives the injustice. And these two codes of law have nothing to do with each other. They're totally in contradiction. The one who does the injustice, he will be punished. It's a chet. The one who receives the injustice has to know that even though in this world it's an injustice, it's not an injustice. Because there is no injustice. Because everything's from Hashem. So he has to know it's from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. There's a cheshbon. He doesn't understand the cheshbon. And it came in a way of injustice, but it's from Hashem. It's like David HaMelech says, the opposite is by David HaMelech. When Shimi ben Gera, he curses David HaMelech. And David HaMelech